This is Cybert signing into Red Alert 3, but really, this is General's Evolution for a 3v3 on the map, Armored Fury in the north, playing the green China infantry. This is Kyle. To the north of him, playing the brown GLA demo, this is Crisis. And off to the left of the two of them as the yellow USA Air Force, this is TargetMonkey. Meanwhile, the southern team is made up of the orange GLA Stealth, this is Khay. The purple USA Laser, this is NewbornPluto. And rounding out this 6-player game as the minty green China Vanilla, it's E1A2. Yes, we do have 2 players playing green. Yes, it's annoying, but what can you do? We will just have to live with it. Fortunately, one's playing China and one's playing China Infantry, so it'll be really easy to tell them apart. Hopefully, they don't interact with each other, as they now currently have engineers heading to the middle of the map at the same time, or at least units heading to the middle of the map. So, yeah, it's going to be really tough with those 2 green players, but we'll try and do what we can. A couple of flak tanks show up, but they get executed by those early gats. Technical does show up, 4K, going for a bit of harassment. This is not one of those slow build games, apparently. Gen Evo tends to go in 2 directions. One is a really aggressive, harassment-oriented start, and the other one is a slow burn. But this is definitely the former of those. It is early harassment right out of the gate from multiple players, and supply trucks going a little bit haywire. It's going to be more flak tanks showing up here for Crisis. The energy in a 3v3 can be very hectic and chaotic, and that is what we are seeing here today. And of course, a big thanks to the folks who support the channel over on Patreon. They've been absolutely huge for the last year. People like Mediastorm, Deadly Shadow, Anoxic, TheArbiter, Spud, Admiral Akbar, 47, Josh C, and blockaderunner. Big thanks to all of those folks who support the channel. Always appreciated, never obligated. Of course, the videos come out for free for everyone, but I do just want to say thanks and appreciation to those folks. USA Laser is a double-edged sword. One of the changes of Gen Evo, if you're not familiar, is that USA Laser does actually require electricity for their units. So they will sometimes get low power moded in the middle of the map, far away from home, because there just isn't enough electricity for them. You need power plants for your units to work. Flak Tank's going to be taking down these oil derricks in the middle of the map. 800 credits for these oil derricks adds up to be quite a lot as the game extends out. Flak Tank's going 1-to-1 with these Laser Crusaders, but of course not, because the Laser Crusaders go 4 for 0. I thought 2 of these Laser Crusaders were going to die, but they were just so low on health, but not dying. Laser Crusaders going 4 for 0 against those flak tanks, which are just getting torn apart. Crisis has built so many flak tanks and has got almost nothing done with them, just being annoyed by everyone, blasting his tank armies to bits. Khay keeping up the aggression. It's pure technical energy from Khay. This guy doesn't know how to build anything else in this moment. Of course, if you've seen Khay play, you know that he varies it up quite a bit. Different factions, different strategies, a lot of different play styles that we see from this guy. He played a phenomenal 2v2 show match a month or 2 ago with Kyle, one of the guys in this series, against Blues and Cloud. And that Firestorm ignites. It might also be doing a little bit of damage to this airfield, but those technicals just will not be stopped. Way too many technicals out on the field. Eventually, NewbornPluto does blast down those oil derricks, denying them from ever being useful to anyone ever again. Raptors come in. No, those are MiGs, as they burn down the entire technical army in one one fell swoop, but that's okay. You knock one army down, I've got another, says Kay. It's going to be the same with these flak tanks as well. E1A2 trying to keep it fresh with his gats, trying to keep them right on the edge of range and knock down those flak tanks one by one. Migs on Overwatch. China infantry tearing apart these technicals. Armored troop crawlers just blasting the technicals to bits. And finally, one of the assault troop crawlers goes down. But that is a little price to pay for how many technicals got eliminated. And you can see on the minimap, Kay moving out with even more technicals through the middle of the map. I don't know if these guys decided on a mono battle strategy or what, but it is a one-note tune from everyone in this game, basically. Mass technicals, and now with a couple of Avengers here, but mass Crusaders just walking into an infantry base, and the infantry, they're not going to do too well once these tanks start crushing. Raptors trying to get off the deck so they can get some passes on these tanks. Flak tanks are going to make their way up this hill. They're going to try and break through. It is mass flak tank from Crisis, and he is finally finding some damage to do against his opponents. E1A2 has been mocking Crisis this entire time, but finally Crisis steps forward with the help of TargetMonkey, knocks down a war factory, and is going to keep his hopes alive of keeping this push going. Flak tanks in huge numbers slowly burning through these buildings one by one. Meanwhile, the Crusaders get surrounded. They will be knocked down, but it's going to take another pass from these Raptors before those Crusaders get eliminated. Comanche is here ready to knock down those Crusaders as the technicals come in. Kay lending his support, lending his guns to E1A2, who just lost his command center. Most of his base has been gutted, but he will have the opportunity for a comeback. He will have the opportunity to rebuild as he starts the rebuild process now that his base is clear. It took some help from some friends, but he will be able to... actually, what does he have out? He, E1A2, he might be kind of out of this one at this point. We'll see if he's got anything hidden around the map somewhere. He may have something a little bit sneaky that I don't see. There's a dot on the minimap down in the south, but these flak tanks are going toe-to-toe with these Laser Crusaders, trying to trade out one for one. The Laser Crusaders will trade far above their weight class in numbers, but the Gats are here to help finish the job a little bit more quickly. A couple of Avengers are here in case any aircraft show up, and a couple of MiGs could really burn through most of this army. Their health bars dropping down to about 50%, so the MiG Firestorm would be huge. E1A2 and NewbornPluto are going to try and go on the counter-offensive. The airstrike, no, the artillery barrage misses just barely the tanks and the incoming Gats as these Raptors do nothing to stop this attack. Second wave of Raptors does find at least one kill. Double War Factory getting camped. E1A2 and NewbornPluto are actually doing a bit of damage to Crisis, who is going to be in crisis management mode for perhaps the rest of this game. It's a parade push across the map as E1A2 is following up his Gat tank army with tank hunters. As much as he is almost out of this game, he is still going to be fighting on as long as he can, pumping out tank hunter after tank hunter after tank hunter, and his few remaining Gats will blast their way through minigunner after minigunner. The command center is now under threat. Kay is going to have to hold his own on the other side of the map because in the north, it is Crisis who is in trouble. It is NewbornPluto and E1A2 who are on the attack, and they are not stopping. Gats getting burned down by that black napalm as the command center finally falls, and these Raptors are, no, these are stealth Comanches. They're going to have to find somewhere else to call home because their base is about to get broken open. Crisis has been knocked down, and this airfield is going to be exposed after that. Stealth Comanches looking for an opening. They're going to try and backstab. They're going to try and stop the comeback, stop the income from coming in on the other side of the map. Kay moves forward with a bunch of quad cannons. a bunch of rocket buggies as well, and he's looking to break down TargetMonkey's base. TargetMonkey thought he could drop production facilities in other people's bases and extend out his life, but now his own main base is being trashed and taken down. Low power mode for the laser general all across the map. His laser units fall derelict and empty as the stealth Comanches come in for a huge backstab. They find the rebuilding power plants and they will shut them down. One after another, they knock them down and then they go for the economy. Stealth Comanches for the win. TargetMonkey's base has been set upon. It is being torn apart and ripped asunder, and yet he is still finding an opportunity to do some damage. He is completely gutted NewbornPluto, but NewbornPluto has a couple of buildings spread throughout the map, so he's trying to keep hope alive as his tanks get eliminated one after another. Eventually, he'll go back into power mode unless he has truly no power plants out on the map. He may actually have no power plants out on the map. If he's got nothing, then that is actually going to be it. Maybe he can. Maybe he does have something somewhere, but Kay might be the only functional player left in the southern team, and the northern team may have only Kyle left to their name. Nuclear reactors exploding as E1A2 NewbornPluto has been defeated, so he hands everything over, and now these laser tanks, I guess, can potentially come back online, but no. Oh my gosh, Kay is gonna have to build an insane number of wind farms to get all of these laser tanks out of low power mode. For now, they're just dotting the map, useless, sitting there waiting to be turned back on, but they never will be because GLA power is a bit of a joke. It is not designed for this kind of situation, and I don't even know what you're supposed to do as a GLA player if you get handed 100,000 laser tanks that you have to now provide electricity for. You can't build any USA power plants, so you're kind of stuck in that sense. Quad Cannon's gonna try and find this angle. They can't defend. These stealth Comanches just keep moving out of range. E1A2 moving through the middle of the map. Kyle will not be broken. Kyle's infantry are just too strong for those tank hunters. Stealth Comanches flying directly over the base. Only one of them goes down. The rest manage to escape. They re-enter stealth mode. No, they exit stealth mode right as they pass those quad cannons. More stealth Comanches. Oh, TargetMonkey saving himself by dropping that airfield in the north. He had a couple of airfields spread throughout the map, and it kind of started to hurt him, but then the momentum of NewbornPluto and E1A2 ran out. That decision to backstab with the stealth Comanches saved the team in the north. If this combo would have kept up, the Laser Crusaders, the Gats, and the Tank Hunters, if that combo would have kept up, it would have been possibly the end of the team in the north, and now E1A2 has been defeated. It is K against the world. He suddenly is in like a 1v1.5. Crisis, I think, is also out. No, Crisis technically has a couple of buildings, a palace, a command center, and a war factory here, but he must have the world's smallest income at this point. He actually has 2 war factory. If he is producing from 2 war factory, that's actually pretty insane. Stealth Comanches still circling the map. K is going to make one final assault, perhaps, right through the front door. He's hoping to bust it wide open, knock everything over. He comes knocking, and the explosions come ringing. I think that was a demo trap from one of the GLA players. Yeah, Crisis, I think, just called in a demo surprise of Rebels to blast open that first wave of units. Stealth Comanches now jumping on the main base of K, and they're going to try and knock down every single defense while the wind farms are unprotected. This is more windmills than the Netherlands has, as these stealth Comanches target black markets, target stinger sites, and try to eliminate K's ability to rebuild. His army has crashed upon the front door and has been found wanting as K is unable to lift his de-electrified spirits. He has got all of these useless laser weapons that he is trying to provide power for. He must have dropped a ton of cash on windmills, and he still doesn't even have these tanks online in the middle of the map. Stealth Comanches backing off. Stealth Comanches looking for more kills. TargetMonkey's Stealth Comanches have been incredibly valuable. Normally, these 3v3s, I feel like they're so drawn out. It's big, giant armies. It's kind of useless armies crashing into each other, bumbling, breaking, and nothing matters. But in this moment, it feels so much more like every unit matters, especially for a bunch of these players who are on the verge of defeat. They're almost out, but they're just barely hanging on. And of course, for Kay, everything matters because he's trying to get these laser tanks online, but he's also trying to defend against stealth Comanches, and he's also trying to attack on the other side of the map so that Kyle doesn't out-expand him and suddenly take over the whole map. But I think it's just going to be a step too far for Kay. Although, no, that supply truck should be a hero at this point, getting massive damage against these tank hunters from Kyle. More quad cannons emerge. More quad cannons get shot down. Kay's expansions are being limited. Wind farms are being targeted. Tank hunters coming in, trying to exploit the weakness around the side of the base. There's openings just about everywhere. There's lots of dead space on this map for units to maneuver and find an opening. Laser tanks finally come back online. Kay has done it. He's got the laser tanks in the front lines. Finally, he is pushing forward. Rocket buggies get a kill on one laser tank. They're trying to burn down another. Whatever defense just came in here. Anthrax bomb. Anthrax bomb. Kay is going to catch them on the deck. No! He misses the MiGs on the deck. He gets the rest of the units. He gets the supply trucks. The laser tanks now on the front line. And no, that sneak attack will not survive. Instead, Kay is forced to back off, but those MiGs may actually kill themselves. If they try and land, they will die, and it looks like one of them may have. Stealth Comanches come in. They're going to be able to target down these tanks one by one. TargetMonkey has come back for the backstab once again. Never stopping with the laser, with the stealth Comanches, one after another. He keeps them alive. He keeps them rotating around the map, and they are constantly finding more damage output. Kay's last attempt to get the game back under his control has fallen short once again. The 1v1.5 has just not worked out for Kay. He's committing in big to the attack. TargetMonkey is looking for the kill shot. He's looking for the final countdown, and it looks like he will find it. Not enough quad cannons, not enough black markets, but Kay says, no, actually, I'm going to go triple Scud Storm. Triple Scud Storm to follow this game up with. Are you kidding me? Going a triple Scud. Is he gonna extend out the game somehow? Is Kay actually gonna hold on to this game? I mean, kylerino has basically given up building units until just a moment ago. I just realized he completely went silent on unit production other than those tank hunters, which he snuck out over here. Other than that, kylerino, I don't know what he was doing, but Kay actually, I guess, has a chance if he can wait out the Scud Storms, because then he doesn't actually have to cross the map with units. He can just use the Scud Storms, and he might land some lucky shots on the Stealth Comanches anyway, but he can nuke these airfields, and he can probably also take down this command center at the same time. Well, I guess we have 5 minutes to wait and find out. You've got enough wind farms. I forget how many wind farms it actually takes for a Scud Storm. It's maybe 2 or 3 wind farms. I think it's 3 wind farms per Scud Storm. But he had more than enough because he was trying to get those stupid laser tanks online. Scudstorm burns half down. Kay is going to want to keep an eye on that. These stealth Comanches could jump on these Scuds and pop one of them. A couple of super weapons or a couple of special abilities. Support powers could come in. Carpet Bomb will not land. One Scudstorm will fall. Before a minute has elapsed, the team in the north has already found the way to knock one down. Sneak attack shows up as well. Lots of dead airspace on this map in the corners, giving these stealth Comanches so much room to maneuver. Arty Strike fires off. Gonna mostly miss the quads, but it will find a windmill and also a black market. Bunker will be busted by the black napalm, or nearly. Kay ends up driving a couple of quads into it as well. Kyle says, I might as well take this expansion as well. I honestly don't know why Kyle hasn't taken all of these bases on the right side of the map. There's a bunch of supply docks that could be easily taken by the team in the north. I don't know if they just haven't realized that, or if they just are waiting for something else to happen. But 3 minutes on the clock. 2 Scudstorms is nice. 3 is better. It would be nicer if there were 3 Scudstorms firing off at the same time. Anthrax Bomb will not land. Slowly but surely, Kay is going to be getting pushed. And actually, he's going for the Rebel Surprise. He's going to be able to get one of the MiGs on the deck. He goes for the sneak attack as well. So he may actually be able to get a bunch of quads onto the other side of the map. He's going to be able to get one MiG as it emerges. And the other MiG is now landed safely, being attacked by Rebels. And quad cannons finally find a huge amount of damage. But this does mean the main base doesn't have nearly as much defense. And the Inferno cannons are starting to make use of that fact. Rocket buggies take down the sneak attack, and now they will lock down every single one of those quads as well. Crisis has been building a huge rocket buggy army, and it's finally being brought to bear. 2 minutes on the clock for these Scuds, and I'm not sure that Kay will ever be able to use them, and if he does, I'm not sure that it will actually end up mattering. Inferno cannons out on the field, slowly trying to bring down the base of Kay. One Inferno cannon gets sniped by the rocket buggies there. Kay's economy never really got explosive. It never got to that huge, big money. He could probably expand out to the right here. He maybe doesn't realize that he could have had space. These stealth Comanches make everything so difficult for Kay in terms of a comeback in a 1v2, v3-ish situation. But he definitely needs just huge money. That Rebel Surprise is supposed to go a little bit differently. Okay, there we go. In generals, I feel like it works a little bit better. The spawning system for those Rebels is a little bit cleaner, and so you can get them all around this building. And that Rebel Surprise for the Demo General really is an additional super weapon. It's probably, I feel like it does as much damage as a particle cannon to these buildings. It is quite powerful to use those Demo Rebels to just spawn some Rebels in your opponent's base and then instantly detonate them. Rocket buggies in mass can be a difficult thing to stop when you're just one player, and I guess we will get to see the Scuds, but I don't think it will change the face of this game. The armies are so massive. Shot from those MiGs. That black napalm absolutely eviscerating those rocket buggies. And they're going to go for the big play. Going to try and go for the one-shot kill against this Scudstorm. Sneak attack as well. Moments away from the Scuds launching. And Kay is going to find their targets. On the other side of the map, at least one of them will land here. Anthrax being unleashed on this expansion. Kay is going to completely level that expansion. But Not much more than that. I feel like the double airfield would have been the better, more appropriate place to use it, but instead he uses it to level 2 expansions that were near his base, and he will pay the price. Both of the scuds do go down. Khay has not stopped the bleeding. He has only extended out this moment by a little bit. Stealth Comanches once again coming in for the backstab. GG gets called. Khay has been defeated. He got his day in the explosive sun, but pretty much no matter where he dropped those bombs, it would not matter. And that will do it for this game. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and this is Cybert signing out.